The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Chen walked to the podium. For 300 cycles, humanity had smiled, negotiated, and absorbed insults that would have sparked wars between other species. The assembled delegates shifted uncomfortably in their specialized seating. Something was different today. Esteemed members, Chen began, her voice carrying the weight of 1,000 suppressed grievances. We come before you one final time with diplomacy. The Vrixian delegate clicked his mandibles in what passed for laughter among his kind. More human weakness. More begging for scraps. Chen's smile didn't reach her eyes. No, Counselor Vrex, we're here to inform you that humanity is withdrawing from the Polite Species Accord. The chamber erupted. For centuries, the galactic community had operated under one simple rule. Advanced civilizations resolved disputes through endless committees, mediation, and strongly worded resolutions. War was considered barbaric, a relic of primitive times. Humanity, desperate for acceptance after making first contact, had agreed to every term. They'd signed treaties that restricted their defensive capabilities. They'd paid exorbitant development fees to access trade routes. They'd watched as other species colonized systems humanity had discovered first, all while being lectured about their aggressive tendencies. The humans had come from Earth, a death world by any reasonable standard. A planet where the weather could kill, where predators hunted in packs, where microscopic organisms waged invisible wars. Every human carried the evolutionary legacy of surviving the unsurvivable, but they'd played nice. You cannot simply withdraw, the collective speaker declared, its translator struggling with the entity's multi-harmonic voice. There are procedures, committees that must review. We followed your procedures when the Kraith sovereignty poisoned our colony on New Melbourne, Chen interrupted. 17,000 dead. Your committee is still in session after 12 years. That was an unfortunate accident, a Kraith representative squeaked. We followed procedures when trade consortium tariffs made food imports to our outer worlds economically impossible, Chen continued. We watched children go hungry while your economic forums debated whether humans qualified for hardship relief. The Vrixian delegate stood, thorax plates flaring. You dare threaten this council? Your primitive species forgets that we are billions strong, spread across thousands of worlds. Chen's expression remained neutral. We're not threatening anyone, Counselor. We're simply informing you that humanity will no longer participate in a system designed to exploit us. As of now, we invoke Article 7 of the Polite Species Accord. A collective gasp rippled through the chamber. Article 7 had never been invoked. It was considered theoretical. A footnote added millennia ago. It stated that any species could withdraw from the Accord if they provided genetic and cultural documentation, proving they originated from a Class 5 or higher death world. Impossible, the collective speaker said. No species currently in the Council meets those criteria. Exactly, Chen replied. Because you're all from garden worlds where evolution was a gentle process. Earth scored Class 7. We have the documentation. It's already been verified by your own xenobiologists. The implications crashed down on the assembly like a collapsing star. Outside the Accord, humanity wasn't bound by committee decisions or endless mediation. Outside the Accord, they could respond to aggression with aggression. For 3 centuries, humanity had maintained a fleet that looked primitive by galactic standards. Kinetic weapons, nuclear arsenals, chemical warfare capabilities. The Council had mocked these barbaric technologies. They'd failed to understand that while laser weapons could be countered by shields and railguns could be predicted by advanced targeting systems, a 20-ton tungsten rod dropped from orbit at relativistic speeds didn't care about their defenses. It was physics in its purest, most terrifying form. This is insanity, Vrex hissed. You'll bring chaos to the civilized galaxy. No, Chen said quietly. We'll bring accountability. For 300 years, you've had a species capable of horrific violence choosing peace. You mistook our restraint for weakness. You forgot that humans hunted megafauna to extinction, survived ice ages, and turned every corner of our death world into a home. She pulled up a holographic display. It showed human colony worlds, trade routes, and defense installations. The Council members had seen these maps before, but now they noticed something new. The sheer density of human presence. The countless civilian craft that could be militarized within days. The mining operations that could produce weapons-grade materials. Humanity had been preparing, not for conquest, but for the inevitable day when patience ran out. We're not leaving the galaxy. Chen continued. We're not declaring war. We're simply saying that from this moment forward, humanity will respond to actions in kind. Attack our colonies and we'll respond. Blockade our trade routes and we'll respond. Try to exploit our people and we'll respond. This sets a dangerous precedent, the collective speaker said, its voice tinged with something that sounded like fear. Yes, Chen agreed. It does. Perhaps it will remind the Council why civilizations invented diplomacy in the first place, not as a tool for exploitation, but as an alternative to mutually assured destruction. She closed her datapad and looked around the chamber one final time. Humanity came to the stars hoping to find friends. We found a bureaucracy that fed on the weak. So here's your choice. Treat us as equals or discover why Deathworld species don't make idle threats. As Ambassador Chen left the chamber, every delegate sat in stunned silence. Somewhere in the back of their evolved, civilized minds, a primal instinct stirred, the one that had been bred out of them over millions of years of gentle evolution. Fear. The message spread across the galaxy within hours. Humanity, the species that apologized for existing, that absorbed insults with smiles, that negotiated when others would have fought, had stopped playing nice, and the galaxy would never be the same. In the aftermath, pirates found human merchant vessels suddenly armed and willing to defend themselves. Economic cartels discovered that humans could play the same exclusionary games. Aggressive species learned that provoking a Deathworld species had consequences their Garden World militaries weren't prepared for. But something unexpected happened too. Smaller species, the ones who'd been exploited by the Council's institutional indifference, began approaching human diplomats. They wanted to understand how humanity had broken free. Perhaps, they whispered, there was another way. And Ambassador Chen, returning to her ship, allowed herself a genuine smile. Humanity hadn't come to the stars for conquest or domination. They'd come for justice. And sometimes justice required showing your teeth.